Hey guys, it's Be coming back to you with another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of episode 4 where we are looking at the Nether. In the last episode I showed you all the stuff that I like to do to prepare to get to the Nether, and in this episode I'm going to be giving you a tour of all the new biomes and just a brief overview of what to expect in each one of those. So, enough with my ramblings. Let's get to it. Alright, so we are now here in the Nether, and one thing I want to note is always open up that F3 menu if you're in Java, or turn on those coordinates if you're in Bedrock, and write down the coordinates that you're at, because if you lose these coordinates and you start adventuring a really long way in the Nether, you're gonna have a tough time finding your way back, especially if you got the spawn that I did here and you're kind of like perched up in not really an open spot. Yeah, write those coordinates down. I'm gonna go ahead and take a second and write those down for myself, and yeah, let's get started. So where we are right now is called the Basalt Deltas. This is the newest volcanic biome of the Nether. You have basalt and, well, I was going to pick it up. You have the basalt blocks which you can polish into polished basalt, and then you have the blackstone which you can make into polished blackstone and then into blackstone bricks. So then you get that really cool texture of the stone bricks, except with a darker color scheme. So one thing to note about this biome are a lot of little lava pools like this spawn, so definitely watch your step. And magma cubes and ghasts will spawn here, so keep your eyes on the sky. You'll know a ghast when you see it, and the magma cubes are those guys right there. Now ghasts and magma cubes are going to be aggressive on sight, so just keep an eye open for those. The ghasts are really the only tricky ones. So the other 4 biomes that are in the Nether now are the Nether Wastes. So if you have played Minecraft before, you are familiar with the Wastes because it's just what used to be called the Nether. We have the Warped Forest, the Crimson Forest, and the Soul Sand Valleys. So the Warped Forest and the Crimson Forest are really cool because you can now basically get wood in the Nether. So if you need more torches, need more tools, you can actually start crafting those here without ever leaving the Nether. So I'm going to start adventuring around, hopefully be able to find a way out of here and to all the other biomes, just so I can give you a quick look at those. Oh. Also, one thing to note about lava is it moves twice as fast and twice as far as it normally would in the overworld. So just keep that in mind. It's very, very dangerous here, but if you have a bucket, you can pick that up, hold on to it for a little bit, and use that for your furnace later on, because lava buckets are actually the more sustainable resource when it comes to fuels for those. Alright, so the first biome we are getting to come across is the Nether Wastes. So right here, if you open up the F3 menu, you can see that you're in the Wastes, and this is actually a very small wastes biome, which is kind of nice because we're all pretty much familiar with this already. Now, these guys that you see here that look very similar to the zombie pigmen of the old updates are now the zombie piglins. So keep that in mind. These are the guys you do not want to hit, otherwise they're all going to start swarming you. Now that is a good mechanic if you want to start making farms with them, so where you hit one they all become aggressive and swarm you, and you're in a protected area to kill all of them and collect the drops. Now right here is the Soul Sand Valley. This is by far the most dangerous biome in the Nether so far. If you find yourself in a Soul Sand Valley, try to get out of it as fast as you can, because It's just not a fun place to be. Now, what just shot at us was ghast, as you could probably guess. Those things are very, very annoying. So just, I don't know what happened there. Keep that in mind. With the soul sand valleys, as I was saying, the soul sand, which is this stuff right here, will slow you down. If you have soul strider on your boots, you can walk super fast on that, but it's yeah, we don't have any enchantments yet. Now, we ran across this guy on our way to another biome. This is the new Eggland. So as you can see, he is not zombified, but if we were not wearing our golden helmet, he would not really like us at all and would start attacking us on sight. Same thing with these guys as the piglins though, or the zombie piglins. If you hit them, they become aggressive, and if there's a whole lot of them around, they will all swarm you. One other thing to note about these guys is they are very envious and protective of their loot and gold. So if you can see, I thought there was one over here. Oh, yep, right up there. That is what's called netherite gold ore. So if you mine that out once you're in the line of sight of these guys, they will become aggressive and try to kill you. Also, if you open a chest, even one that you placed yourself in line of sight of these guys, they will also become aggressive. So keep that in mind. Just, yeah, build yourself a little room you can start opening up chests in, just so these guys won't get the drop on you and kill you. So the next biome I want to show you guys is the warped forest. So the cool thing about these forests is, for one, the aesthetic. I just love this kind of teal, this teal color scheme contrasting with the red of the nether. It just looks really cool. So if you happen to find yourself in this biome, you're actually pretty much as safe as you can be in the nether. The endermen are not immediately aggressive unless you make eye contact with them, and that is the only hostile mob that would spawn in the nether. Or not in the nether, in this biome of the nether. Now, these trees give you what's called a warped stem, which is basically the equivalent of wood. And these little guys right here are the warped fungus. I believe you can grow these warped trees with the fungus. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you find yourself in this biome, just keep in mind that it's pretty well safe. Now let's see if I can find another biome on the other side of this, and yeah. So just on the other side of this warped forest biome is a crimson biome, or a crimson forest biome, which is really good. So you can get the crimson stems from this, and a couple other things I'm going to go over into a lot more detail in a full-on nether series. But one thing to keep in mind about this biome is there is a creature called a Eggland, which I alluded to earlier. Yep, this is a Eggland. So these guys become aggressive. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was kind of close. So if you pillar up 3 high like this, the Egglands can't get to you. Now the piglins, as you can see, don't really like the Egglands. I'm not really sure what was up with that, but that kind of made me cringe pretty hard. But yeah, that was a Eggland. Let's see if I can find another one to give you guys a better picture of what they actually look like. This guy is a baby Eggland, which can only reach you from 2 high. But the adults are a lot bigger. So a little trick is, once you pillar up 3 high, you can crouch and come up to the edge and... Oh, can you not reach the babies? Okay, with the adults, you can reach them with this. But I guess the babies run off when you actually hit them. This right here is another fortress, which is one of the two structures that forms in the Nether other than the ruined portals. And here there are two special mobs that spawn. So what just shot at us right there is called a blaze. They come in blaze spawners that are in the fortress, and there are also wither skeletons. So the things with the blaze, these guys are just obnoxiously annoying. They will attack you from pretty much any distance away, as long as they can see you. But they're pretty relatively easy to kill, I think. There's just so many hoglins and everything around here. Okay, whatever. I'm going to just come over here, see if I can loot this chest real quick. Ooh, gold armor. That is good to hold on to, and a saddle. So make sure you always loot these places, and I would suggest breaking the chest before you move on, just so you're not going back and checking that chest all the time. Let's put these across there. But yeah, this right here is the spawner. You can see that little cage. Oh gosh, dang it. And this is why you bring plenty of food. Yeah, you can see that little cage right there. That thing is called a spawner. It will just spontaneously spawn whatever mob is in it if you're within 16 blocks of that spawner. So keep that in mind, and we will keep searching for a wither skeleton. Fight to the death. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna run. Ah, there we go. There is a wither skeleton right here. So these guys, oh crap. Alright, now that those guys are dealt with, I'll go ahead and eat a little bit, heal up, and now I'm going to go deal with that wither skeleton. So, the cool thing about the wither skeletons is they, every once in a while, I think it's like a 1.25% chance of dropping a wither skeleton head after you kill them. It goes a little bit higher if you have a looting 3 sword, but I'll kind of get more into that when it comes to the enchanting episode. So the thing with the wither skeletons is they're 3 blocks high, so if you ever want to keep them from out of an area, all you gotta do is put a row of blocks at that 3rd level and you're good. Also, when the wither skeletons hit you, you get an effect called wither, which is very kind of annoying. It deteriorates your armor. It has a lasting effect. I'm not sure if it stacks or not, but it's just a nasty effect to get hit with. So it's something to be avoided. If you can take the wither skeletons out with a bow, it's a whole lot better to do that. But if you're wanting those heads, maybe shoot them with a bow and then kill them with a looting 3 sword. But yeah, the last structure I want to show you is the Bastion Remnants. So I saw one on the way over here, so I'm going to head on back to that and show you what that is all about. Alright, so now that I'm back at this little Bastion Remnant, this is definitely one of the more beat up ones that I've seen thus far, but it was relatively near our portals. So we're going to go ahead and check it out, and I'll give you the rundown of what these places are and what you can expect to see in them. Do I have enough to get across? Okay, well, thankfully we have some other building blocks. Netherrack is always super available in all of the biomes. So yeah. Alright, so now that we are inside the Bastion Remnant, some things that you can expect to see. For one, are a lot of piglins. These guys basically call this place home. You'll see some zombie piglins, but not nearly as many. Now, the thing I really don't like about the piglins is it sounds like they are always aggressive, which just freaks me out every time. Now, before you go and start start exploring through these chests, one thing to note, like I said earlier, if a pigland is in line of sight of you opening a chest, it will become immediately aggressive, and all the ones in the area will do so. So if you are planning on searching chests, I recommend either bringing a hopper with you into the nether, which you should have that in your recipe book, or just giving yourself a little room like this, and then you can search the chest freely. So, ooh, this is really good, soul. So the soul speed is that enchantment I was talking about earlier that allows you to walk faster in soul sand valleys. So this is really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and take these. What can I part with? Don't really need any of those. Yeah, let's just take that, and I'll come back for the gilded blackstone sometime. Alright, so once you are done kind of looting these places, you are pretty much done with the nether, except for one thing. The last and most coveted item that you can get in the nether is the ancient debris. So similar to diamond, ancient debris will form close to the bottom of the world. So when I say close to the bottom of the world, I mean between Y8 and Y22. So if you find yourself a bastion or you're at a lava lake, all you gotta do is open up your crafting menu, and you'll need to dig down about 10 to 15 blocks to get to that ancient debris level. So right here is as good as any place, really. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mining down like I would in the overworld. Hopefully lag doesn't get too bad, and I will come back to you guys when I actually get down to the level we need to be at. Alright, one thing to note whenever you are digging through here, like I mentioned earlier, lava will move twice as fast and twice as far as it does in the overworld. So always make sure you're standing one step above the lowest level when you're mining out, because that will make sure that you aren't actually going to be hit with lava. So all we're going to do is fill this up. Hopefully this lava lake isn't... Oh gosh, is this a big lava lake? Well, anyways, we are close to the level that we need to be at for finding ancient debris anyway, so I think I'm just going to head on this way. Now, the thing to know about ancient debris is that it will spawn 1 to 2 ore per vein, and it will spawn 1 to 2 veins per chunk. So as I mentioned previously, a chunk is that 16 by 16 area, and you can open up the chunk borders if you're in Java by hitting F3 and G on your keyboard at the same time. And yeah, so if you search out this entire chunk, not clearing it out completely, but just making sure you can see every block, that will help you guys out tremendously. So I'm going to go ahead and start mining out to the other side of the chunk, and I'll let you guys know when I find some debris. Alright, so after a little bit of digging, I was able to find the ancient debris. So let's go ahead and mine this out. It does take about 5 to 6 seconds to get that dug out, and always make sure you have room in your inventory for it. But yeah, with this, now we are going to be able want to get the netherite scraps, which the way we get those is by putting this guy in a furnace and smelting it up. So pretty much like any other ore, you will get the insides of it out with the furnace. And once you get the netherite scraps, you can combine those with gold ingot to make netherite ingot, and then take those to a workstation, which I believe it's the toolsmith station, and you will be able to make yourself a netherite, a netherite item, whether it's a diamond piece of armor, a diamond tool, anything like that. There's a lot of benefits to having the netherite because it's faster, it's stronger, it lasts longer, and it does a lot more damage to mobs. So with all of that being said, I'm gonna head back up here, maybe poke around the bastion a little bit more before I head out. But that's all I have for you guys today. So that's all I have for you guys today. When you come to the nether, a couple things you need to remember. Always bring plenty of food because you're going to be taking a lot of damage while you're here. Make sure you have that piece of golden armor because the piglins, I'm still getting used to not saying a zombie pigman all the time. The piglins really like gold. Also, if you find yourself in a bastion or around piglins in general, make sure that you are looting those chests and mining out the gold ore out of sight of those piglins, otherwise they're going to become aggressive. And my last tip, always make sure that you stick fairly close to... Oh gosh. Oh man. I almost... I wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, on that note, just try not to die. Because dying's no fun, especially when you're all kitted out in your diamond gear and you don't have a whole lot more diamonds on the surface. So I'm going to try to find my way out of here. And as always, until next time, I'm Egots to be, and I gots to go.